On behalf of the underground mining business at Caterpillar, welcome to this 2018 update for the hard rock side of our underground mining business. My name is Wrenn Miles. I'm the marketing manager for CAT Underground Mining. 2018 is a landmark year for us. We're introducing new products and technologies. To help kick off our conversation today, we have Steve Rich, product manager for hard rock vehicles.
Yep, thank you, Wrenn.
And Jay Armburger, mining manager for technology solutions for underground. And Randy Schoepke, who's a commercial mining manager for technology.
Thank you, Wrenn.
So, Steve, we will kick off this conversation with you about hard rock vehicles. You must be the busiest man at Caterpillar right now. So much going on for this product line. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on in Burnie, Tasmania and Rayong, Thailand?
It really is a great time, Wrenn, to be in the hard rock vehicle business. If you look around right now, we've got historic production levels in Rayong that we'll talk about. And then on the R&D side, really an exciting period for all the investment in the business we've been doing the last several years. We've got the expansion of the product line with the 8022 this year. We've got the R1700K launch, which is our first ground-up new machine in nearly 2 decades. We've got all the investment in Tier 4 final. Jay will talk about the battery electric vehicles coming online and technology. So really an exciting time around the business.
It absolutely is. And I'd like to start, if you don't mind, with talking a little bit about the 8022 truck. In mining, we typically hear go big or go home. We've gone to the opposite end of the spectrum. We're introducing a smaller truck in our product line. Tell us some of the reasoning behind that.
Yeah, we certainly, from a product line point of view, we covered the large side very well in our portfolio, but where we had the gap was actually on the smaller side, and we found a good competitive advantage to bring in the 8022. It's the largest in the size class at 22 tons versus 20 tons of the competitors. And this was really a great, unique project that Jay started when he was product manager with the Elephant Stone Group, where we co-designed a machine that works for both service vehicles and then also for the dump truck application for our primary product. So it's great to expand the lineup, and this is our first new addition in several years as well, and allows us to really get back and complement our R1300 business in markets like North America, CIS, where they actually have smaller drive size that need the size of machine.
And we've done our due diligence on this truck. We've had trucks out in the field running on a field follow program. Tell us a little bit about that.
That's right. The machines have been running quite well. We've had them around the world running really over the last year, from Peru to Africa and Zambia, and now we're getting up to Canada and other areas. We're ready now to do the global release, and so it is open for sale, and we're really looking forward to an exciting year of sales and getting the machine in the field.
Excellent. Any other comments on the 8022?
No, I think it's a great product and really fits that niche that's a considerable market size out there that I think now Caterpillar can take advantage of.
Yeah, excellent. Well, there'll be additional information on the 8022 showing soon on cat.com, so please be sure to check that out, and a link is in the resource section of the On24 platform. So 8022, exciting, new. Now we move on to the R1700. Such a great product. I've seen it in action myself. It's just an absolute beast. Tell us a little bit about that program.
Well, it is. I mean, the 1700K is really the flagship of our entire makeover of the product line. When we stepped back a few years ago and looked at reinventing our product line for the next generation, it was the K-Series architecture, and so we're quite pleased of it. First ground up new machine for HRV in nearly 2 decades. Industry-leading payload at 15 tons. Performance in the pile is tremendous. It hits the pile, locks in, drives through it. Customers will absolutely love this. We've had it on mine sites so far, and operators are fighting to be on the K versus the G and even other machines, which is a great sign. It was also designed for automation. When we talk about technology and our next-gen technology coming, automation plug and play, ready to go from the factory from hour one. It's one of our most advanced machines. It's available in Tier 4 final solutions as well. And if you look around the industry, CAT is really the one talking about Tier 4 final solutions across our portfolio. So we're quite excited to have that being our first Tier 4 machine as well.
So Jay, this product actually started 5 years ago. We've obviously done a tremendous amount of engineering work to get this product exactly where it needs to be. You started the program, if I'm not mistaken. What are your thoughts on the R1700?
No, I think it's been carried out excellently. I mean, it was a need, as Steve said. It's been something that we haven't touched in a couple decades, and we were really at the forefront of the competition at the time, and we kind of lost our ground. This is getting us right back up there. Steve mentioned it's a 15-ton payload, which makes it top of its size class, and performance has been excellent.
Very good. Also has a redesigned cab for better ergonomics. Also, if you think about serviceability, trying to get ground level single point serviceability on the machine. So really, there's just so much improvements about this machine and the way it's performing. That's why we're so proud of it, and we launch it. We had it at Mayan Expo for an early launch before we got into the pilot machines. This past year was heavily the pilot machines working worldwide, and then we opened up the order board in mid-year this year for worldwide.
Yeah, without any fear from dealers of placing orders right now, so they're jumping on it.
We just had a final design review on this product, and the engineers put a lot of effort into making some of the components on it modular.
That's right.
For easy switch in, switch out. Can you talk a little bit about that, Steve?
That's right. Well, part of our philosophy is we've investing significant R&D into the product line is to be able to modulate it over time among the platform to go from small to large. So we started at the 1700 size class intentionally to be able to leverage it both directions. Our next machine coming will be the 2900K architecture on that model, and leveraging many of the same concepts of the 1700K. And so what you like about the K and what you see the benefits coming, that will be the scalable solution throughout our loader product line coming.
Yep. And of course, at Caterpillar, we have oodles of experience building new buckets, tremendous technology behind that for such a simple tool. This machine has an absolutely brand new bucket, new GET, which just helps the performance side of it.
That's right. As you think about all the R&D going into the business, you see it with the new GET. So if you want bolt-on, weld-on, or mechanically attached, now CAT has a full offering of GET solutions coming. If you talk about emissions for the future, we'll talk about zero emissions in a moment because that's exciting. But if you talk about the lower emissions, you got Tier 4 final, and then with that you can take our proprietary wall flow filter and drive down the particulates as well. And we've got entire mine sites putting the wall flow filter on every machine underground. So that's another great addition.
Well, let's talk more about that in just a second, but I want to give Randy an opportunity to talk about the R1700. Obviously, Steve mentioned that it comes out of the factory, pretty much technology enabled. So tell us a little bit more about how this machine's sort of setting a new standard for us on the technology side.
Yeah, so the 1700K is a really exciting machine, and one gap it's starting to plug is completing the fully autonomous cycle. So the R1700K will have auto dig capability. So in the automation space today, we can tram, dump, and return to a dig face, but we have to manually load the bucket via teleremote. So what the 1700K is going to allow us to do is complete that fully autonomous cycle and allow one operator to effectively manage multiple machines through fully autonomous cycles.
Yep, excellent.
And once again, like Steve was saying, it's going to be available from the factory. We're going to have a whole new suite of features for the 1700K, everything from line of sight to teleremote guidance or a mapless version, which does not require a mine survey map to go in to the tool to be able to utilize the automation features all the way through full autonomy. So it's a very exciting time.
And we've actually improved the remote control, the line of sight remote control, if I'm not mistaken. We've made it a little bit more ergonomic to be able to handle it.
Yeah, we've taken a lot of what we've learned from our Command for Dozing product, so we're able to scale that platform into the underground as well. So a lot of lessons learned and design features going into this from a current product.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So we've shown the R1700 a little bit of love here, but there's a lot more to our product line. Steve, what's coming for the other models, and then also on the truck side of a business? What's
Sure. Well, I think our next big investment will be Tier 4 final across the product line. We've got the 8045, the 8060, and the R2900 all in development as we speak. And by the end of 2018, we'll have test beds running around the world of Tier 4 final machines, and with the 1700K being our first Tier 4 final into production. So pretty soon we'll have industry-leading emission solutions out there. And as you know, as we talk about higher levels of emissions for the future, our technology, as you bring NOx down, particulates can actually go up. And that's when we've got our proprietary wall flow filter that you can attach and bring particulates back down. And then at a mine site level, when the mines have their own targets to achieve a certain level of particulates or emissions, you've got that capability as well. So that's clearly all in development. Plus, we mentioned the GET coming,
Yep.
and there's a few other exciting projects that we're going to hold to probably another year. That's also coming, but you can see there's tremendous investment in the product line.
Yeah, for sure. And really, some of those retrofit kits that you just mentioned, wall flow filter being one of them, with the VR engine.
Yep.
We're talking about a new suspension system for the 8060. As our customers look at rebuilding their existing fleets, those are just some examples of how they can really improve their ventilation costs, et cetera.
It is, and it's always important that NPI isn't just at the machine level. It's the investment in GET, emissions reduction technology, the improved suspension, as you mentioned, on the 8060 to improve the ride and make it more competitive versus the competition, get back that industry leading.
Yep.
And it's all part of the sign. We stepped back several years ago as an industry. People were asking, is CAT committed to the underground hard rock business? And I think from today's discussion, you'll see we really are. We've had a sustained level of investment from the company the last several years, and it's coming to fruition now with the launch of all these models, and it's just such an exciting time.
Yep, and even though we're just covering the hard rock side of our business today, I'd say the same is true on our soft rock side and the coal
correct.
side.
No doubt.
Okay, great.
That's right.
So thank you, Steve. We'll now go on to Jay, who has some pretty exciting news, a really incredible program. Jay's going to talk to us about the proof of concept battery electric machine that's been running underground. Jay, take it away.
Yeah, well, as you can imagine, zero emission mining, with battery electric vehicles brings significant benefits with removing diesel particulate exposure to our mining personnel. And also it's a big step towards reduction of greenhouse gases as well. But our program looking at fully battery electric machines really brings significant cost savings to our customers that are out there. Our mining operations are going deeper and deeper in search of larger reserves, higher grade ore.
Yep, and hotter underground, right?
Very much so. With
Yep.
with that depth comes significant challenges of ventilation and temperature management.
Yep.
And there's significant amount of CapEx involved to put in the infrastructure for the ventilation systems and air conditioning systems as well. It takes a lot to pump all that air down there to deal with diesel emissions. And a particular customer, a certain application we're working on, by going battery electric, there's relatively $40 million or more savings in our CapEx expenditure for the infrastructure, for the ventilation, and the shafts.
Wow.
Their vent reduction requirements can reduce by 40%. And then the very high cost, very expensive to construct inlet and return shafts can be reduced by 23 to 24%.
So it's both OpEx and CapEx.
Yeah,
reductions.
OpEx and CapEx. From an OpEx standpoint, it's very expensive to maintain the fans and as you mentioned, the heat. We're doing what we can to address emissions with our diesel particulate filters, our Tier 4 ratings. We've invested heavily there. We're going to continue throughout this year and next. But heat becomes a big issue underground, of which diesel engines create a lot of. So this is really to attack a couple things of emissions and heat that add to significant cost savings. From an annual OpEx savings, customers are looking at $7 to $8 million in potential savings. Yeah.
And it's safe to say everybody's in the industry is talking about zero emission solutions and having the best solution. And that's why certainly from a Caterpillar side, we're excited about the solution we have available.
Yeah, very much so. Some of these customers are even commenting that they couldn't quite go after the ore at these depths with diesel equipment. They need the electrification projects to happen.
Jay, you were kind enough to include me in early meetings and design reviews on this product, and I've never seen a more excited and energized engineering team going after this battery electric program. And it struck me that really this isn't a new endeavor for Caterpillar. This is something that we have. This energy storage concept is something that we have a lot of experience in, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. And that's one of the great advantages we had in underground, was being able to leverage the years of investment and deep expertise at Caterpillar. Caterpillar has just, well over 250 patents, I think, at this stage, just in this space. So it's a great thing that the underground division was able to leverage this technology and apply it to our underground vehicles, starting with the 1300 size class machine.
Yeah. And you've leveraged, if I recall, components from our microgrid solution in the electric power space,
Yeah.
paving products, track-type tractors, so it's really a
Yeah.
conglomeration of
Yeah,
products.
the components themselves that we used are either already on equipment that's in the market today,
Yeah.
or have tens of thousands of test and validation hours on
Excellent,
it.
yeah.
And you did mention our microgrid technology, and that's really where we were able to develop our own underground charger. We don't want to lose sight of the development of the charger system. We talk about electrifying our machines, but when you're using energy storage or batteries to power it, there's a whole nother program involved with developing the charging system.
So tell us a little bit about the R1300 that we basically chop-shopped to create this battery electric proof of concept machine.
Yeah, so we took those components and we put a machine together based on the R1300 platform. That's our 7-ton
in like 4
size
months,
class.
right? You just
Yeah, it was quite, about 25 weeks, I think we ended up by the time we actually had the wheels rotating. And we put together a test bed at the Peoria Proving Grounds. We ran it for approximately 400 hours doing functional testing. And then we sent it off to an underground mine in Ontario to do another 450, 500 hours of operational testing of the machine, the charging system, all
I think
that.
we're going to share a picture of that actually with our audience
Yeah.
here. Yeah. All right. So now that the proof of concept part of this program is actually sort of coming to an end, is it not?
Yes, yeah. So we've wrapped up our field evaluation, operational evaluation. We've run it through performance analysis, duty cycle testing, and all that. Both the machine and again the charging system, how we're going to operate it underground, utilize the system. And we collected a wealth of data. We're now collecting all that. The team's analyzing it. And this is going to be very valuable for us as we now start to launch into our product development phase of the LHDs and trucks. And we just launched our MPI program, and Steve could probably talk a bit more about that direction we're heading.
And I think, Jay, what's exciting to me is there were first movers in the industry that electrified machines, but they really weren't production machines. And at Caterpillar, we're all focused on production and really optimizing it for the customers.
Yeah.
I mean, when our solution is a winning solution, we believe.
Yeah, we weren't the first, and we acknowledge that, but we wanted to be the best to market. And I think with the depth of expertise that Caterpillar has and the capability to vertically integrate, I see no reason why Caterpillar can't develop the most robust and efficient system, clear from power generation all the way through to the rotation of our tires in our case.
And I think it's pretty clear that when we hear the feedback from customers that may have tried other solutions, that they're still not satisfied. They want a true production machine that can go out, survive a full heavy-duty cycle on a performance side, and live up to their expectations. So they're still not getting it, and they're quite excited over the CAT solution coming.
Yeah, they are. They know they need it. They appreciate the OEMs that are getting into this space, but they're very excited Caterpillar is here as well.
Yeah.
Jay, just to bring up another topic, the fact that we're electrifying machines and reducing the emissions underground is not eliminating the need for automation, right?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's actually an enabler, I believe. I believe electrification is a step towards making it easier to automate.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the first electric machine, we're intending to have command on that machine as well, right out of the gate.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we partnered closely with a couple of different customers on this program. Just a quick shout out to them on all the effort they've put into helping us make this a success.
Yeah, absolutely. They, a few of the customers have been really dedicated. One in particular has really grabbed a hold of it and helped us out a lot. So we definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, excellent. All right, anything else on the battery electric program?
I think, well, Jay, I think you touched upon it though. We're moving from the test bed concept and expanding across the lineup. We started with the 1300. Now we're focused on really the 1700K platform for the future. and electrifying that. So as we go forward, I think it's safe to say that everything that really is medium to small type of product range will be electrified in the next few years,
Yep.
and we're moving aggressively on that schedule.
Yeah, that's right. And we talked about 1700K and how new it is. It's the best product we have out there. All the improvements, enhancements that were made actually are very conducive to electrification.
Yeah,
We have
electrohydraulics. all that.
electrohydraulics, variable displacement pumps, the controls and the ECMs and controls of the automation. It just lends itself to be a natural fit for electrification with energy storage systems.
Excellent. So stay tuned on the battery electric program. We'll, I'm sure, be communicating more on that as the 2018 goes along. So, Randy.
Yes.
You've been in the news recently. We have a new partnership
Yes.
to talk about. Tell us what's new in the Command for Underground and MineStar space.
Sure. First of all, in the MineStar space, as you may have seen, we recently had a press release with our partnership with Minetech. So Minetech is an underground technology player out of Perth, Australia. And what they're bringing to the table is, for our customers, is essentially an underground tracking network with the capability of high-speed data flow across it as well. So that's really the enabler for a bunch of features and functionality that we can use to help plug the holes we had in our product portfolio. So with that, we get real-time personnel tracking, we get real-time task management from an office. We get collision avoidance. We get all of these enablers that will allow us to further integrate into MineStar, because we've done some work in the underground fleet management space and in the block cave environment, and that's kind of the blue dot, right? But there's a whole nother market in the stoping environment where that product wasn't really suited. So when we looked at Minetech, we looked at how complementary their product was with our product. So the vision over the next few years is to deeper integrate those two products together to provide that site-wide solution for the customer, because our customers, underground or surface, expect more from Caterpillar. And we realized that, just the automation space was not good enough. We needed to have a site-wide solution for our customers, and that's the vision we put together, and that's exactly what we're executing on.
And it's really an exciting partnership. I mean, what it opens
Yes.
up for the future,
Yeah.
the amount of really services and functions it provides. I think, Randy, we're just so excited about the future offerings.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think,
absolutely.
and ever since the press release, we've been able to talk to a few customers, and they're just absolutely excited. I'm sure your experience talking to the cat dealers as
Absolutely.
well as the customers.
And one thing we're trying to do is avoid the customer being the integrator of a bunch of point solutions.
That's important, yep.
Right? We're going to be able to integrate the entire package for the customer and have it be seamless for them. So, integrating to larger data mining systems and safety systems and things like that is what we're going to be bringing to the table.
So customers who are already using this, are already using Command for Underground, will they be able to integrate this new system fairly seamlessly?
Yep, so that's part of the vision as well. So over the next year or so, we're going to be working on deeper integration of Command with this product as well. So not only do you get the automation piece and the safety and the extra utilization and availability you get from Command, but we're also going to have the task management, the production management, the data that's required to understand how efficiently you're operating.
Okay. And is there a data analytics side to this story that are we improving data analytics for customers or information?
Yeah, so we're opening up the amount of data that's available for analytics, right?
Okay.
So everyone's looking at big data right now and,
Yeah.
and trying to understand where they want to go in that space. What we're going to be doing is allowing them to have access to more data so they can understand their time usage model and exactly how they're operating real time, rather than waiting to the end of shift and realizing they missed targets. So
All right.
it's very exciting.
With this technology, when are we going to see the R1700 on an asteroid?
Steve? Can you put rockets on the back of one of those?
But it's evolving quickly. I think
Yes,
it's
it
safe
is.
to say that. And I think
Yes, it
the
is.
CAT solution's available. And you hear customers are excited about the CAT solutions.
Yeah.
Sites that had been using different competitive models are quickly coming to CAT. They want our
Absolutely.
solution, and I think it sets us up well for the next few years.
For sure. Yes, it does.
So I think a lot of customers are maybe familiar with the fact that at Bernie, Tasmania, we have a tremendous training facility there for Command for Underground. I understand that you and the team from Finning Chile have a pretty exciting program coming up at ExpoMin in April.
Yes.
Can you share a couple details about that program?
Yeah, so Finning Chile has realized that underground is a lot of their mining future, right? And so they've taken the initiative to invest pretty heavily in ExpoMin. So ExpoMin, like you said, is coming up here in April. We're going to have 2 R1600H machines running under command operation. They've set up a large surface demonstration area with curtains similar to what they'll be seeing in the Bernie video to really showcase and demonstrate to the customers how 2 LHDs can operate intelligently with each other under automation. We've collaborated with them very closely on what that design would look like for that layout and kind of choreographed what the machines will be doing. So really looking forward to that show. I think there's going to be a great turnout, and you know, as customers are looking more and more towards going to underground mining, this is a great opportunity to showcase a bunch of our hardware and technology.
Yeah, and for customers who can't, you know, maybe justify a trip to Tasmania, although
That's
it's
right.
beautiful there, maybe this is the perfect opportunity for them to actually see
Yeah,
Command
absolutely.
for Underground and get educated on it.
Absolutely is. And we're going to have more than command there. We're going to have some of our surface technology. We're going to have a technology tent, which is going to showcase a lot of different technologies, not just underground. But we're also going to have the MineTech story there and what we're
excellent.
doing with that product going forward. So.
And I think, Randy, it's safe to say this is the first of multiple events this year, though, in case customers
Yes.
or anybody would miss this one, there's more coming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are several events at Tucson. We're going to be talking about at Malaga. There's ExpoMin, and it's going to be a spectacular year for shows.
Yeah, that's a great lead-in actually for several customer events that we're planning, mostly for the R1700. We will be showcasing the R1700 versus the R1700G at a customer program in Bernie, Tasmania in May, the week of May 21st. So yeah, I'd say if there's interest in that program, contact your local CAT dealer. And then subsequent to that, in June, we're targeting a customer event in Sudbury, Steve,
That's right.
that you're quite in touch with. And then finally, if you need a nice break from very cold North America or Siberia, wherever you're tuning in from, the week of November 26th, we're planning a program in Malaga, Spain, at Caterpillar's demonstration center there.
Busy year to showcase the launch of the K globally for all of our customers, and I think the
Yes.
events are to align accordingly by Tri-Spear.
Yes, absolutely. So I think we're kind of starting to wrap up here. So I want to share, we have internally a purpose statement in CAT Underground Mining. It's fully autonomous mining by 2020. It sounds like we're really getting onto that big time with our new introductions. So any comments on that?
I think we're well underway on our strategy. I think the underground mining team, we set the strategy now about 2 years ago, really focused for the future. And as we look for battery electric vehicles, higher tier emissions, new product, everything is fully autonomous solutions for the future, all targeting zero and low emissions mining. And that's where the industry is going. And certainly I think CAT will be a leader in that perspective. And I think we're spot on versus all of our development plans.
Yeah, we have several building blocks available to us. Many are being stacked and put in place as we're working them, and we definitely have line of sight to meeting that aspirational vision.
Yeah, and I just want to touch base. You know, we talked about a lot of new features coming out on the 1700K. Our goal is to make those features retrofittable to existing customer fleets, so you can continue to sweat those assets with the new autonomy layer on top of that. Now, if the base machine is capable of enabling that functionality, something like auto dig, maybe something down the road, but yeah, the idea is to give that customer the opportunity to outfit their existing fleet with autonomy.
And to me, Randy, I think that's really a critical piece, and I think that's one area where CAT differentiates ourselves so well versus the competition, in that we have fully scalable solutions. You know, we've had an industry-leading product now going back nearly 4 decades, and we've got a large field population of machines. Customers are happy with them, and they want to be able to provide those scalable solutions as they go through rebuilds, CCR machines, as they go through the life cycle. we've got a solution available for them, and they're excited over it. You talk to the contractors, the miners, they really see this as one area where CAT clearly differentiates themselves from the marketplace.
Right. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
So Steve, we have a little bit of personal information to share. It's a bit hot off the presses here, but it's been announced that you will be replacing David Ray as the Global Director of Sales and Support. Congratulations.
Thank you, Wrenn. Yeah, it's
Yep.
an exciting time. Yep.
My new boss. And what a great opportunity too to thank David Ray for his service in that position, his commitment, tremendous commitment to the underground mining space as he moves into surface side of mining.
It really is. As we founded the CAT Underground Mining Group now about 5 years ago, Jay and I were certainly at the leadership table back then, and we saw the evolution. And when we formed our strategy, and we saw about 2.5 years ago, we had a critical need for our own dedicated underground sales and support team, and separate of our larger global mining sales and support team. So we separated that, launched a group under David. I think David and the team have done a phenomenal job getting established around the world. We've been growing our sales every year since we formed them. We've been increasing the number of rebuilds and certified rebuilds with the customers. And you can tell from the feedback of all of the mine sites and the key customers that we were on the right approach. David laid a great foundation, and it's really my honor to be able to move over from the HRV side and take the helm of the sales and support team for underground mining. And I had a chance to start several years ago on the coal side of the business on longwall, running the product and operations of longwall in China. Then the last several years running the hard rock vehicle business. So it's good to get a chance to go back and see the full spectrum of underground mining again. And it's going to be a great few years ahead, and it's exciting to be part of this team.
Super. And to carry on that sort of high level of energy, you and Jay both came back from PDAC last week. Just super enthused about what the industry is saying and the prospects for the immediate future.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very optimistic. It's probably the best I've seen in 4 years, no doubt. There's people talking about mine operators now starting about capital projects. I don't think I've heard a customer talking about drilling shafts in a long time since we were there.
That beautiful term called greenfield is back again.
We heard terms of greenfield sites, and we typically spend a lot of time. It's a great venue for Steve and I to talk to our dealers and directors customers in one place, but it's usually a lot of the bigger players. I think this year we had more meetings with juniors and explorers than we had before. They're seeing the need for the new equipment. Electrification, automation was huge discussion. They're seeing these as enablers for them actually to go after this war.
Yeah.
So it's becoming a broader understanding of what the technology brings to the table.
And we might be able to help, I'm sorry, Randy, for the global audience, that PDAC is really the Prospectors and Developers Conference in Canada, one of the largest Canadian events for the year, but as you mentioned, Jay, it expanded far beyond Canada.
Yeah, it absolutely did. We had dealers and customers from Peru, Chile, all
Mexico,
over the world, Mexico, all over the world. And it's been a Prospectors and Developments Association, but it has started to grow a lot more about the operational side of the business and talking to OEMs.
And as we carry out our vision towards fully autonomous mines, right, and we've got greenfields coming on board, that's a perfect opportunity to get in front of those customers and help them design their mine for automation.
Yep.
Right, as the OEM, we kind of understand the constraints and limitations of the machine and the automation piece. So helping them understand how to lay out their mine to best take advantage of automation is a critical role we can play.
Yeah, it really is. And I think, Jay, maybe some of the takeaways I had, we talked about certainly the electric vehicles nonstop, but you hear it from miners, but when they actually say, there'll never be another mine in Canada or the U.S. that has a diesel engine underground, it does still make you step back and think, we're on the brink of something very large happening in the industry. And it's just not unique. I think once battery starts to be accepted and prove itself out, this is a worldwide phenomenon underway.
Yeah, they have this vision, they see it coming. One of the larger operators made that statement that they won't develop an underground mine with diesel equipment. So it's pretty impressive.
For that as well.
It is. And I think the other big notion, as you said, a lot of positive momentum, probably the best and most positive show since 2012, and even some of the large contractors are predicting a big 3 to 5 years. So really, it's an exciting time in the underground hard rock industry.
It is.
All right, exciting time for all of us, and as we thank you and wrap up today, appreciate your being here. I know it's been tough to schedule this with everybody
Absolutely.
traveling around the world. But before we leave you, please don't forget to submit your questions to us. We're absolutely committed to answering every one that you send in. And then also, I'd be remiss in not saying to please go out and visit cat.com/mining for new information as it becomes available, and also to subscribe for our e-newsletter to stay in touch with us. So thank you, be safe, and we'll see you soon.